Welcome, I'm Ed with Pinball Mayhem. I'm here with Dave, and this is his Meteor pinball. Now, when I first walked up, I was asking about some sound questions, but it's white and factory, and I wanted him to talk a little bit about it and share what he knows.
Hey everybody, this is a Olympic game that Stern put together. Built it specially for the Olympics. They did a few different models. There's two of these. There's also two Galaxies. One of those Galaxies, and I just found out today, is in Gary Stern's house. Basically what happened was during the 1980 Winter Olympics, they were building, they were doing snow sculptures as part of an attraction. They were supposed to have a snow sculpture village. Unfortunately, it didn't snow, so they couldn't do it. But these games were supposed to be out there with those snow sculptures, so Stern decided to do them all in white. So the entire game, this is all factory stock. They built it specially to be white. Found out from Gary Stern today that in order to test it out, because they didn't know how cold it was going to be, there's an ice cream factory, Breyer's Ice Cream. They actually put these in the deep freeze for a few days to make sure they played correctly, and had to do a few changes on the games. Actually, on the backside, you'll see the venting is actually covered to help keep the heat in. So I thought that was really interesting when Gary was telling us that today. You happened to be there when he told us, so that was really cool.
Yeah, now, I just happened to walk up and wanted to ask a question about the game, and all of a sudden Gary pops in. I'm like, yeah, let Gary talk. Yeah. Now, he did mention also that there was Teflon coil sleeves used?
Yes, yeah, Teflon oil sleeves because of the cold, so they'd be able to handle that cold weather. It was really interesting. I didn't know that portion of it. When I got this game, the person that I got it from basically said it's all white and it was in the Olympics. So through Google, I found some information, and yeah, actually I've been trying to chase down Gary Stern during this whole show to actually get it out of the horse's mouth, and yeah, it was great. We had a chance to talk about it, and he verified that yes, this game was in the Olympics, and yeah, he's actually got the sister of this game at his house.
Now, there's one thing that isn't factory on this.
Yes. It's a new product. It's a group. There's a group of guys, and I actually found it by I just Googled when I was trying to find out the history on this game. There was a group of guys that have actually via an Arduino that you plug into the J5 plug. It redoes it basically redoes all the programming, gives you call outs. There's a guy called Roy G. Biv on Pinside who sells a kit. It's like $160. It's plug and play. I don't even know the guy, but basically in 2 weeks' time I got that. I brought it to the show just to mess around, and yesterday a guy that has a Meteor at home has that kit, and he's like, oh, there's this kit. I said, I've got it in my car. I was just going to mess. He goes, let's do it right now. So we got it in. This is just a sound bar that I had. It's an old sound bar that had a headphone jack capability to run in, and really it just changes the game completely. The call outs are more like a System 11 style call out. The sound is thumping, and it's completely changed this game for me.
Now, cool. I also was wondering, was the back glass white with black, or was it okay?
Yeah, the back glass was originally white, very generic, and it just said Stern, almost like the old Stern logo, and that was it. And then it had player 1, 2, 3, 4, and it just had ball in play, but it was just in black. So this was just as stark white, black and white as this is. That's what had no art at all. It just didn't even say Meteor. It just said Stern. It was this logo, but in black, and it was right in here, and that was it.
Do any of the other white ones that you were able to discover have the original back glass, or do you think that was something they swapped out to actually make it relevant?
The Galaxy that I saw, the one that Gary had, because Gary went, oh, this isn't the white one. The Galaxy did have the white back glass, so I'm looking at possibly getting it printed up. I've actually talked to a few people now that have come up and talked to me about it, so I may get one printed. I don't know what happened to the old back glass. I think that probably it got broken, or somebody just went, oh, I want the cool Meteor back glass, because this was the person that owned this just basically said, I've got this white pinball machine and it was in the Olympics. That's all the information that I had on it.
And were you able to find any photographs or anything about what it would look like, or you're just going to have to kind of figure it out?
I got an idea from the Galaxy. Marco had, I think, and that's where Gary got it from. Marco had the Galaxy, and it's in an old pinball publication. If you Google White Olympic Galaxy, it shows up in there. So there was part of the article that was talking about Pinball Expo. I want to say it was about 5 years ago, and yeah, that game was nice. The other one in Ohio, there's another one of these in Ohio. It's got the same glass. I think he's missing his plastics. So this is the only one that I've seen with the full plastics. And actually, we had we were fortunate enough that Pinball Life has plastic protectors. So I actually have the plastic protector, the clear plastic protectors underneath it, to try to keep it from breaking. I want people to play it. I don't want them to break it, because it's actually just screened white underneath. You know, it's one of two.
Yeah,
it's one of a kind. It's one of two of a kind.
And you can just think about it. Our Olympians played this game, and the cool part is that's not just white. It's not spray white. It's kind of a cream white. So it definitely has some history, and people were able to play it. But what I want to do is put a call out to the internet. Now, if someone's got to have a picture of this game at some point in production out there at the Olympics or something, if you find that a Meteor, reach out to Pinball Mayhem. I got Dave's information. We want to get it to him because I'd like to see what Stern logo, how was it centered, what was, if we can help him get this back glass made perfect, let's do it.
Yeah, most of the videos that I've seen of the entertainment room, because this wasn't in there, this was out with the ice sculptures. So they're all just regular games. That's why I couldn't figure out why this one was white. All the other, like there was Williams games there, but they were all regular. And this, that's what Gary told me today. Finally, I'm like, why was this white? And he said because they wanted it to be with the snow sculptures, and they wanted to just kind of fit in. But yeah, what I like to think is that when I sit and I was messing with this game, I was talking to my buddy because he's like, well, who was big in the 1980 Olympics? And I said, that's the Miracle on Ice team, man. That's like, if you're a hockey fan and American, it's like that was. Do you believe in miracles? That was a huge moment. So I like to think that we were kidding, and I said I like to think that the Russian team was playing this game all night the night before, and that's why the Miracle on Ice, it kind of helped out the American team, because the American team was supposed to get crushed in that game and came back from behind and won that game, and it was a very big game. But that was the big event from that Olympics, was the Miracle on Ice. I actually showcased it a little bit on here, but yeah, I like to think that the Russian team may have been playing it a little too much.
I agree. I absolutely.
If anybody has a picture of anybody playing this game, I would love to see it, just to have it as part of the history, because nobody knows about this game. Hopefully you're helping with that.
Yeah, I mean, we got the power of the internet. We'll find it. We'll find something for it. Yeah. Well, thank you very much for taking the time to talk about the game.